There's nothing that sounds more Hawaiian than this. Just 4 chromatic notes that put you right away by the beach and you feel so happy and relaxed. In this video, I want to show you how we can use this chromatic approach over a simple chord progression so that we can finally use some traditional Hawaiian music on the ukulele, which is how it's supposed to be. Now, let's keep in mind where the music comes from and why this particular chromatic approach. It's so connected with Hawaiian culture and Hawaiian music. First of all, let's say that Hawaiian people are known for adapting instruments into their culture. For example, when Mexican cowboys brought the Spanish guitar to Hawaii, Hawaiian people didn't really like the tuning. They probably thought, there is nothing we can do with this, so let's just change it. And so they came up with a beautiful open tuning. This is called slack key guitar. Of course, it refers to the tuning. And what a beautiful, beautiful tuning this is. Same thing happened with steel strings. They will play the instrument across the lap like this, and they will play chords and melodies with a smooth steel object.
Was basically taking slack key guitar melodies and adapting it to the lap.
Now let's bring this musical chromatic approach into the ukulele, right? We're gonna play the first chord, is the C major, but we're gonna approach the chord like this. Think about it as 2 C major chords. The first one is just with open strings, 0 and 0. And then the second one is always the same set of strings, but fret 4 with the note E and fret 3 with the note G. So you will have, but we have to add all the chromatic notes now between these 2 chords. So I have 0, 2, 1, 3, 2, and finally 4, 3. And then we can stay on this chord and just keep going back and forth chromatically. And then we play one more note on the second string, fret number 4, before we change chord. Now the next chord is the F major chord. So the reason why we're playing this chromatic note, this fret 4, is because it's going to connect the C major to the F. And we're gonna play the F like this. So we only have 2 notes, the note F and the note A. And again, we can use the same rhythm and the same chromatic approach on this chord as well. So we have 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. Again, 4, 5. And then we have the fret number 1 on the first string, which again is another chromatic note. So when I put together the first 2 chords, notice that I use a lot of vibrato when I am staying a little longer on one chord. This is really important. It's gonna give this beautiful Hawaiian vibe. Now moving on to the next chord is the G major chord. Now we played the last chromatic note here, and now we have the G major, which we're gonna play like this. And back to the C. Now with this chord, we're gonna change it up a little bit. We have the G major chord, and then we're gonna move this position chromatically 1 fret down, up and down. So it's G, down, up, down, and then we play a G7, but we're only gonna play the second string, the fret number 1, and the first string open. And then we're gonna play the same chromatic phrase. So we're moving back to the C major chord. So we got 0 and 0, 2, 1, 3, 2, and 4 and 3. And we play this lovely phrase, which I love. So we're playing 4 and 3, chromatic down, up, and then the F major chord with 5 and 5, and back to 4 and 3. So when I put the whole thing together slowly, now the next section is quite interesting. We're going to change position. It sounds like this. So we're going to open up with this phrase on the first string, 3, 5, 6, and then 7. So as you can see, we are always approaching each chord chromatically. Now when we get to fret 7, we have 7 and 8 on the second string. And again, it's still the same C major chord, yeah? And we're playing 2 notes. Then we're gonna do the chromatic approach 1 fret down. So it's down, up, down again. So it's chord, down, up, down. And then we change position. We're gonna have to change the chord shape. We're playing a C7. But we can only just do 2 strings, the second string fret number 6 and the first string fret number 7. And then we have another chromatic phrase on the fret number 7, 6, 5, and we play the F major chord, just 2 notes on the first string, the fret number 3, and the second string, fret number 5. Again, we're still going to do the same chromatic stuff, always 1 fret back. So down, up, down, up. That's pretty cool. Let's just play the whole thing slowly. Now a simple phrase with just 3 notes on the first string fret number 3, 2, open, and we go back to the C major chord. Just the fret number 4 and the fret number 3 on the third and second string, chromatic phrase down, up, and then we change position and we play second and first on the fret number 3, and the G major chord, fret 5 and fret 7 on first and second string, chromatic note down, up, and then we'll go up again, but this time fret number 7 and fret number 8. And we finish with just 1 note, the first string, the fret number 3. So Now we're going to finish with the lovely phrase all played on the C major chord, and we're going to approach each single note of the chord chromatically like this. So we have 4 and 3 chromatically up and down. Then we have 3 and 3 chromatically up and down. Then we have 7 and 8 chromatically up and down. And we finish with 10 and 12. And we can just pluck the strings one time and we slide up and down. So let me put the whole thing together. Beautiful and satisfying approach. Enjoy this lesson, and I'll see you next time.